Time now for that morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Seeing plenty of sunshine out across the state today. No major weather concerns, but by the time we hit tomorrow, we still stay with our sun, but we're going to be fighting some stronger winds starting Wednesday and then really starting to get going Thursday into Friday. Crystal?
This morning, new details on an hours-long SWAT standoff. Police say a man and a woman were in a stolen car when officers tried to stop them. They say they then rammed a state police officer's unit and fled the scene. According to police, they did fire off shots as they were leaving. They say the two ended up in an apartment complex in downtown Albuquerque. They also say they did not return fire when they were shot at.
Happening today, UNM police and library security are expected to meet this afternoon to develop a plan. This after two men reportedly exposed themselves to students in a library. Now officers are staking out to try and catch this so-called campus creep. And students say they want the university to do more to stop this so they feel safe in a place meant for peace and quiet.
On to new news this morning. The man who killed 5 members of his family at the age of 15 is no longer trying to change his name. That's according to the Albuquerque Journal. Nehemiah Griego's lawyers argued a name change would help him avoid unnecessary recognition. He was scheduled to be released when he turned 21 in March, but an appeals court recently overturned that decision. Griego is now at an adult jail while his case goes through the appeals process.
Happening now, Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller is asking the city council to update its ordinance on the way the city seizes vehicles from DWI suspects. Since 2005, APD has been seizing drivers' cars on a second DWI arrest or if they're caught driving with a suspended license. Now Mayor Keller wants to change that to require a conviction before anyone's car is permanently taken. That policy would comply with state law.
We're looking ahead for you on this Tuesday morning. The West Side could soon be the city's next target for a new solid waste trash facility. Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller canceled the proposed Edith transfer station back in December. It is still collecting money for it, though. Now Keller's administration says it's considering moving some solid waste administration and maintenance operations to a new West Side facility. The mayor's team now promises it will have more firm plans come next month.
New Mexico Supreme Court is weighing in on if the state's 2 remaining death row inmates can still be executed after the state got rid of capital punishment in 2009. Timothy Allen and Robert Fry claimed their death sentences violate state law because New Mexico abolished capital punishment after their convictions. Now, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments in 2014 on whether the sentences against Fry and Allen are constitutional. The court ordered further briefings. More oral arguments are scheduled for today.
Also looking ahead for you, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz is expected to make a stop in New Mexico later on this month to headline a fundraiser for former Hobbs Mayor Monty Newman. Now, Newman is seeking the Republican nomination for the state's 2nd district, which is currently held by U.S. Rep. Steve Pierce. Pierce is running for governor. It's a race that's expected to draw national attention in the 2018 midterms.
And developing right now, President Trump says a decision about possible action against Syria is imminent. The development follows a suspected chemical weapons attack over the weekend that killed dozens of Syrian civilians. The Syrian government has denied any involvement.
And this morning, the president is lashing out after the FBI raided the New York home and office of his longtime attorney, Michael Cohen. Federal investigators seized documents and other materials yesterday as part of a referral by the Office of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. CBS News has learned the evidence seized was part of an investigation into possible campaign finance violations and included communications with the president.
Today, you can help a firefighter battling a potentially terminal medical condition. Rio Rancho firefighter Danny Arana is in need of a heart transplant. And the nearest facility equipped to handle his condition is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today there is a fundraiser for Danny at Pizza 9, and you can see that the locations on your screen or find them at always on KRQE.com. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index at 0. No weather concerns today with sunshine, light winds, and warm temperatures here in the metro. Sarah?
In just hours, gates will open for the Albuquerque Isotope 16th season. The Tope staff have been working around the clock to get ready for tonight. This season will be jam-packed with fireworks shows, giveaways, theme nights, and unique food items. The Isotopes will also transform into the Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico for 4 nights this season. The new addition fan can take advantage of coming up in the 5 Facts.
Also today, another major announcement is expected surrounding jobs in the metro. It comes a day after a California-based company, Second Gear, announced it's bringing 100 jobs to New Mexico. Today, Albuquerque Economic Development is expected to announce another new employer expanding to the area. We'll let you know what happens.
On to new news this morning. A Texas banking company will soon own Bank of New Mexico. This is according to the Albuquerque Journal. Dallas company Triumph Bancorp will pay more than $134 million for First Bancorp of Durango, the holding company for Bank of New Mexico and for First National Bank of Durango. Bank of New Mexico has 3 branches in Albuquerque, Gallup, and in Grants. Kristen.
Time now for a check on traffic. We are getting reports of a structure fire in the northeast. Now we have 2 right lanes blocked of northbound Juan to Bell at Montgomery. Your alternate route there would be Morse or Eubank. Of course, we'll keep following this and provide updates as they come in.
New this morning, Uber is about to start riding on 2 wheels. The ride-hailing company bought Jump, a dockless electric bike service. Jump's GPS-enabled bikes can be legally locked to parking racks or certain parts of sidewalks. Now, the deal gives Uber access to Jump's 12,000 bikes in 40 cities across 6 countries.
Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, they're planning to test his Hyperloop soon. In a tweet, the tech billionaire says he will test the high-speed pod to see if it can reach half the speed of sound, or about 400 miles per hour, then brake in 3/4 of a mile. Musk's ultimate goal is to whisk travelers and pods through tubes between cities at speeds of up to 700 miles per hour. I don't know if that sounds safe. There are reports saying this could easily turn one of his pods into shredded metal if something goes wrong.
Not good.
Not
Time
good.
for the 5 facts.
So with number 5 here, Albuquerque residents can now enjoy free admission to the ABQ Biopark. This by using your public library card. Those card holders can visit any library in the county to check out a Biopark pass. It's good for 2 adults and 2 kids for 7 days. Passes may not be renewed. They are available on a first-come, first-served basis through the end of the year, so you better get there fast.
And number 4, today the Albuquerque Isotopes will kick off their 16th home opener. Many new items this season include giveaways, theme nights, unique food items, and for 4 nights this year, the Topes will become the Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. Some of the new food items include a desert poutine, the buffalo chicken cheeseburger, and the New Mexicago dog. Another addition, a new party suite combines 3 suites into one and can accommodate 50 to 70 people. Doors open at 5:30 tonight, and the game starts at 6:35.
At number 3, looking at warm temperatures today, sunshine and light winds. Tomorrow, the winds start to pick up and our temperatures peak in the 80s. By Thursday, extreme wind coming out of the west-southwest with gusts up to 55 and high temperatures starting to cool off. Major drop in temps by Friday.
Number 2 now, National Guard troops in New Mexico are likely preparing to head to the U.S.-Mexico border. The governor says more than 80 troops should be deployed by the end of this week. That number could jump to 250 New Mexico National Guard members, performing surveillance from the ground and the air for the Border Patrol. None of the troops being sent will be current law enforcement. It's not known how long the deployment is expected to last.
And at number 1, we are learning a hunter missing since November has been found dead in the Pecos River. That's according to the Santa Fe New Mexican. State police tells the paper the body of 54-year-old Stanley Vigil was found Saturday near the village of San Jose in San Miguel County. Stanley reportedly went missing while on a hunting trip near Barria's Peak in November. Now, Vigil's sister tells the New Mexican police told her Stanley had drowned and had showed signs of head trauma and broken ribs. State police continue to investigate.